Jerry, have you seen the reaction in the squad you desired this week on the back of last week's loss?
Yeah, it was quite a strange one, as I said. The lads trained really well into that game. Just a bit of a meltdown in the first 20 odd minutes of the game. Obviously shell shocked after conceding early, and we've got to expect that. Teams are not going to pay us enormous respect. They're going to be pumped up for the occasion, especially when we bring the travelling contingent we are, and we've got to expect to meet fire with fire. So we were really disappointed with the first half performance, albeit after the Lord Mayor's show we kind of turned up second half and played a bit better, and again we're expecting to respond in the correct manner at Barrow. Obviously this weekend we know it'll be a tough game, but we need to certainly establish ourselves in a contest before we can see goals in the manner we have done. You just don't give yourself a chance to win football matches.
This week you've been able to go Saturday to Saturday, have the full week on the training ground. Has that been beneficial?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Got some work into them, really started to drill down now into the system, and again, Saturday, Luke Thomas coming out the side, we went to a kind of 3-5-2, which, wasn't what we played on the Tuesday night. So yeah, look, we need to get back to doing what, we feel is the way this team's been recruited for. Obviously a little bit of wiggle room now in the window, and we've got a bit of work to do there. But yeah, look, we're looking forward to getting back on the grass on Saturday and certainly putting that extra performance behind us.
On transfers, Brandon's departure to Wickham has been confirmed. What is your initial reaction to that, and obviously with a view of sourcing a replacement for him in that forward line?
It's going to be really tough. The marketplace is scarce at the minute. There's a lot of interest in Bran all over the summer, which isn't ideal, but credit to him, he was always straight down the line with me. I think the fact that he had the expiration date on his contract ticking away in the background because of we took him on a compensation, obviously we had to pay that in the summer, and then within a short period he's going to be a free transfer and available to go. So probably not the ideal situation in terms of we're already short of strikers, and again Bran Gowan's left us a little bit short in that department, so we've got work to do. But then the financial package for the club clearly has been what's accepted. That goes outside my pay grade. It's handed over further up the hierarchy, and they think that's a good deal for the club, and I can't disagree with that. You have to see it from both perspectives. Bran also closer to home. I think he's going to move back in with his mum and get some home cooking, and again plays in a higher division, for a settled manager in Gareth Ainsworth, who they'll be trying to get out of League One again and back into the Championship where they were. So I can understand it from all parties. As I say, Bran has been great with me. He's always tried his hardest when he's played for me on a match day, and good to see him go, understand it, and wish him every success in the future.
On the injury front, any new worries or niggles to contend with ahead of the weekend? No,
we've had Nick with Anderson with a bit of an issue rumbling on from pre-season, bumps and bruises. Anstey's obviously missed the game Saturday with a bit of precaution. That might need a little bit of time to settle down. Harry Anderson strapped up and got out there Saturday, albeit it was not 100%. Trevor Clark's a couple of weeks away, had his first injection I think Monday. He's a couple of weeks away from joining back in with the group. So no, we've got players coming back, getting from strength to strength. And as I say, we've got a bit of work to do in the transfer market to replace, obviously Jack Baldwin, who's a superb kid, really good lad. We wish Jack obviously the best at Ross County. Just felt we had a lot of competition for places in there, and Jack was one of the few players that had options, and we could get him out. And we felt that, we've got younger, more developing kind of prospects to come and hopefully play a part in our first team. Alfie Kilgore, Connor Taylor, Luca Hurl's done well, and Pablo Martinez, who's not far off returning to the first team training group.
Barrow on Saturday, what do you expect from them? Obviously it's a long old trip, I think 300 fans are making the journey.
Okay.
It'd be good to kind of put on a show to put to bed last week's performance at Exeter. Yeah, I mean, really disappointed to the guys who travelled, but I think they're smart enough, certainly, interacting with the crowd after the game. I think they're right to voice the frustration at the performance.
But I also think, you know, the majority of our fans, luckily, you know, it's not always the case at every club, but I think they're really, you know, they're smart enough to understand there's going to be some indifferent results, there's going to be some tough periods, because we're trying to, you know, change a culture and turn around a football club. And, you know, for me, we've got to win more games. You know, we haven't won enough games in my time here, and we certainly need to get back to winning games. You know, Tuesday felt great at Oldham. Had we turned a little bit of a corner, and very quickly we'd realise, you know, there's still an enormous amount of work to do. And at Saturday, you know, Barrow game, again, they'll have no respect for us. They'll be in front of their crowd. They'll be wanting to certainly rough us up and get into the backside of us, because, you know, Exeter showed that blueprint. So we need to meet fire with fire. I think we'll be ready for it. You know, I think we've got a few wounded animals in our dressing room. Certainly this week, the way they've trained, you know, there seems to be a little bit more of a humility and a little bit more of a focus around it. And, you know, we've been saying for a long time, look lads, we're not, you know, Real Madrid. We're not just going to walk into stadiums and teams are going to roll over and let us tickle the belly. That just isn't going to happen. And sometimes, you know, in your evolution as a team, you know, you have to go through some tough moments. I've been there as a player enough times to understand the way it works. We're in that cycle now where the only way out of it is hard work on the training ground, and then making sure that we turn up and perform on a match day. And I'm really hoping to see a positive performance Saturday. If we get that, that tends to lead into a positive result.